Hi everybody, 860 Cologne here with another fragrance review. This time, I'm going to be looking at Dolce Gabbana Intenso for men. Intenso was released in late 2014, but will probably hit most of the stores in 2015 here in a few weeks. It is an eau de parfum, described as a woody aromatic, and it follows in the line of the original Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme, first released in 1994. The concept, according to the Dolce Gabbana website, Intenso is pure instinct, the power of an emotion that is freely expressed. It is the force of a determined man with a heart that is rooted in tradition, yet revels in the modern world. Decent. On the top, we have aquatic notes, basil and marigold, and geranium. The heart consists of milkwood, lavender, tobacco, hay absolute, bran absolute as well. And on the base, we have labdanum, sandalwood, cypress, and the milkwood is also called mulpal, I believe. Some sort of so-called new fragrance they found through the Headspace technology. It's a nice talking point, not sure if it really lends itself to anything. I'm also not sure the nose on this one. If you know, please tell us in the comments down below. Out of the bottle, I have to admit I was a little disappointed. With the name Intenso, which of course is Italian for intense, I was expecting something, well, intense. And what I got was something that at first seemed very familiar. Many people have said how similar it is to the original Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme, some saying that it is closer to the very first batch of that fragrance, which was labeled Made in Italy and had the label stickered on the front. I was in that same boat as well until I did a side-by-side comparison. They do share a lot of the same DNA, but compared arm to arm, Intenso does have more of a deeper backbone. The bergamot and lavender of the original gives it more of a crisp, angular presence, where Intenso has more rounded edges but is more present and darker due to the tobacco and other wood notes. If you've never smelled either one of these, think of the original as being a classic men's cologne scent that's crisp and clean and with the right mix of floral and woody notes. The Intenso combines that classic scent we talked about before with a deeper, mild tobacco and woodsy fragrance that is blended very well. One thing I'll say about the Dolce & Gabbana fragrances is that they do tend to be blended very well. I think Light Blue for Women is a great example of this, and I think that is one of the reasons why that fragrance for women is a favorite for men and women alike. One thing I should say is I have not had too much experience with the original Made in Italy version. I only tried it once at a store, and that was my only experience with it. I didn't see too much difference between that one and the formulation we have now, although that was not a side-by-side comparison. Side-by-side comparison is a main key that you need to remember for these things. Now, the age range, I think this one could be good for almost any age, but I think it'll do best for college age and up. The season, since this one has great aspects of a clean, fresh scent, and also the lighter properties of a deep, dark scent, I think it could be worn just about any season and almost any occasion. The good. Longevity is above average for this one. Quite above average. Some people may have said in other reviews, some written reviews, that it was just average longevity and projection. I'm going to differ with that. I wore this first. I had a short sleeve on and a sweater coat type thing. When I put the coat on afterwards, the next day I went to my aunt's house, put the coat on the table, and was next to her. She's kind of sensitive to fragrances, and she had to move the coat the next day after I put it on because she could really get the fragrance coming off of there. And when I sniffed the sleeve, I could see it as well. So longevity is quite good. And this is an eau de parfum, but let's not get all crazy about eau de parfum, eau de toilette. I think this is a well-made fragrance that will be a good seller and possibly be a bridge between designer and niche for those who are growing tired of the typical bland, boring designer fragrance. Don't get me wrong, this is still a designer fragrance, but if something like Givenchy Gentlemen Only is McDonald's, this is Arby's, maybe even Chipotle. The bad. Some will find it a little too similar to the original to warrant a new purchase, and some will wish it had a little bit more oomph. I mean, it's called Intenso, but not so mucho. So this would be a good one if you've never tried the original or are wanting something with more depth than Acqua di Gio or Light Blue. If you are a big fan of the Made in Italy version, give this one a try. But before you say it's exactly the same as that one, wear them side by side. I think you'll see where the differences are. The large 4.2 ounce bottle is $89, just $5 more than the ever popular and light blue for men. 2.5 ounce is $69, and there is a 6.7 ounce bottle for $122. Now, the ancillary items is where it gets a little bit strange. Shower gel is $34. Deodorant stick is $28. And a 4.2 ounce aftershave is $69. So $69 for an aftershave splash, or $89 for the fragrance itself. Kind of a no-brainer. I think this is a good fragrance and will be full bottle worthy for many people. Hopefully there'll be a set closer to Father's Day, so check it out. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, and as always, please like and subscribe, and I will talk to you soon.